So ADA as of late has been in a deep corrective move to the downside. And as you guys know, as per my previous update, I mentioned how I've been tracking a WXY structure to the downside where ADA could tap into this region between 68.73 cents to 73.17 cents. And I also mentioned that I'm currently tracking the wave Y, which looks to be made up of 5 waves. So in essence, what we had forming was this wave 1 to the downside where we found support at the 200-day MA level. And that was then followed by a rally to the upside to form wave 2. And it looks like we have this wave 3 that played out. And we can see the wave 4 and the wave 5 play out in the next couple of days or so. And it looks like this third wave is made up of 5 waves, which is, again, something I talked about, where we had this wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 that played out. And so what we'll be looking at for is for the fourth wave to have topped off at 83.29 cents. And we had this move to the downside to form the fifth wave, which typically retraces anywhere between 1.226 to 1.618 of the wave 4. So if I was to bring in the fib tool, you can see that region sits between 76.04 cents to 77.69 cents, and we just about exceeded the 1.618 level. And so I will be looking out for the third wave to have bottomed out at 75.42 cents, and we then see that rally to the upside to form the wave 4, followed by a push to the downside to complete the fifth wave, where that fifth wave could then tap into this range, whilst at the same time even tapping into this buy order block between around 71 cents to 73 cents. And it is worth noting that on the 4-hour chart, we are hovering over 18 on the stochastic RSI. And so technically speaking, we are not within the oversold conditions. And so the bears still have the momentum and they have the opportunity to continue to drive the price of ADA down towards lower lows. And if I zoom out and go in a daily chart, what you can see is we are within oversold conditions. And so to me, what that tells me is we are on the brink of actually bottoming out. Because historically speaking, what you can see is whenever we have been within the oversold conditions, we have seen a rally to the upside, whether big or small. And so I will be looking out for that reversal at some point. And with that being said, I did manage to set this target out previously between $1.08 to $1.20. And reason being is because I mentioned that it was possible that we were still within this fifth wave. And so what I was looking out for was for a 5-wave move to the upside to complete that fifth wave. And this WXY structure had the opportunity to form the wave 4, and we could then see that reversal to the upside to complete the fifth wave, where that fifth wave again typically retraces anywhere between 1.236 to 1.618 of the fourth wave, which is this structure here. But given that we ended up reaching past this level at 78.18 cents, that then confirmed that we were bearish, and that also confirmed that we topped off at this level here at around $1.02, which is within this region that I also set out previously. And so what I will be looking at for right now is for a 5-wave structure. So if I zoom out slightly, what you can see is I'm currently tracking a 5-wave structure to the upside, and it looks like we are within this third wave potentially. And that third wave will have to be made up of 5 waves. So if I just clear the chart up a little bit. So what I will be looking at for is for this 5-wave structure to form the wave 1, and for this corrective move to the downside that we are currently witnessing right now to form the wave 2. And then we see a wave 3, 4, and 5 play out in the next few weeks or few months. And if that's the case, then the next key target for ADA would be the 1.618 level, which will be the minimum requirement for this third wave. So if I was to bring in the fib tool and I'll bring this to the minimum target, which is around 73.08 cents. So if I bring this to the origin for the wave 1, and I'll bring this to the minimum target for now. And you can see that ADA has the potential to retrace towards this level here at around $2.25 as a minimum requirement for the third wave. And then shortly after, we can then see the wave 4 and the wave 5 play out, where we can see high highs. What we could also see is a WXY structure form as opposed to this 5-wave structure. So in essence, the 5-wave structure to the upside that played out could form the wave W, and this correction move to the downside that we're witnessing at the moment could form the wave X. And then we could see that push to the upside to form the wave Y, where the wave Y typically retraces anywhere between 1 to 1.226. And that region sits between $1.45 to $1.70. Shortly after, we could then see a retracement to the downside, but then I will be looking out for that reversal to the upside, and that would then form part of a bigger WXY structure. But of course, that's something I'm going to be tracking in the days and weeks to come, and I will be keeping you guys updated. So yeah, that's just my update on Cardano ADA. Hopefully you found this useful, and if you did, then feel free to hit the like button, and if you're new, feel free to subscribe. Take it easy, people. Peace.